This is the Funhouse Podcast, episode 2. We have quite a few people in here joining us today. It's me, Soul, and then I guess everybody else should introduce themselves for the time being. Do we introduce the guests or the guests introduce themselves?
The guests can introduce themselves.
Introduce me.
I don't want to introduce Dori.
Introductions are nice. Come on.
Yeah, introduce us.
And introduce them.
And I have to introduce them?
Yeah, Keion.
Okay. So, yeah, we got my boy Slam Dance. I usually see him lurking around in the selfie chat, hyping everybody up. And coming from, I don't know, he's always outside somewhere. Then we got Betty. My favorite Canadian, my favorite redhead Canadian. We got Dori. Very new in here. Well, not very new, but...
So, wait, did we make a question list or no?
I made a question list, but they're kind of dry. You can roll around it. Just ask whatever, man.
Alright, so we're doing like hard-hitting shit, or are we just gonna fuck around?
Both.
Alright, how should we open then?
I remember you need to wash your hands. I think we need to get back to hygiene in these important times. and this is the niggas.
I mean, should we like beat the dead horse and talk about COVID?
Oh, yeah.
And like how everything's fucked up right now?
I think that's a good one. We call this episode the Rona.
We could call this episode the Rona because we haven't had an episode during this whole bullshit ordeal. There we go. So from the perspective of a Canadian person, hold on, I'm just going to go right into it. From the perspective of a Canadian person, because from my viewpoint and Keion's viewpoint, this shit is fucked up.
Like, is it that bad here?
How bad is it over there? Like, on a day, like, I can't go outside. I really can't.
Oh, no, I go outside every day. No, it's not that bad. I mean, we've had new cases every day. Like, the province that I'm in, has probably the second highest amount of cases, but we have the highest population out of all of the provinces. But I mean, it's not real bad. It's all right. Things are starting to slowly reopen, and we seem to crush the curve. So I mean, people are allowed to go outside, and we haven't had like major food shortages like you guys have. Because I know I've heard you guys talk about not being able to get like chicken or like certain things. Like we haven't had any of that really. Only thing I noticed is like toilet paper was like a little scarce for a bit. But I mean, other than that, it's been pretty chill. Like, it's not that bad. I feel like the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I feel like the weirdest thing that's happened here is definitely the toilet paper. Like, do you really need 30 rolls of toilet paper?
No, no one does.
No, you just panic because somebody else is panicking.
But why in an apocalyptic situation do people automatically think I need lots of toilet paper? Like, why is that the first go-to?
What are you gonna?
I don't know, especially here because, like, okay, if I was a Canadian, I could go shit in the woods, right? No big deal. I live in Brooklyn. I'm gonna go shit on the sidewalk. Like,
yeah, it's different.
There's a difference. I think there's a difference. But
well, and you gotta figure too. The Canadian, like I live in a city that's population is about it's under 90,000 people, so my city is not a big city. It's a tourist city though, so. On average 12 million people visit here in a year, so it's a busy place, but I mean nobody's been coming here obviously because they can't get here right now.
What's the tourism for? Like what brings them there?
I live in Niagara Falls, so the falls bring them in.
Right. The fucking falls. Yeah. Okay, I get that then.
And we have 2 casinos, so people come, like we would have a lot of people bus down from like Toronto to come to the casino. There's buses that go directly back and forth from here to Toronto for that. And so like there's a lot of people coming in and out, but I mean, it hasn't been, obviously they haven't been doing that. The casinos are completely closed. And so there's a lot of people out of work and stuff. That is definitely scary. I'm lucky because I work in an essential service, so I got to keep working, but.
Yeah, this shit's getting weird over here. They're trying to reopen.
I couldn't imagine.
They're reopened certain parts of New York. New York City, of course, is going to be the last one to actually reopen. But I think it's been a really shitty ordeal over here. There's a point where there was nothing in the grocery market. There's like no toilet paper, no hand sanitizer. There's like 3 packs of meat out.
It's slowly restocking it, right?
Yeah, things are slowly getting better now. Like
slowly.
I left the city for 2 weeks. I just got home a couple minutes ago. And where I was, Okay, so yeah, this is weird to me. Where I was, I felt like it was worse than the city because people were still carrying about, but they were carrying about with face masks. Where here, there's a few people. It's completely different here in New York. People have stopped. There's a lot of people who just, like me, are not going outside. But over there, everybody was still going outside with face masks. So it's like, I feel like it was a little scary over there because I was seeing, like say when you go out in New York, you see literally maybe 20,000 people a day when you're going about your day.
Completely different.
You probably see like 3,000 now. Versus when I was over there, you see 10,000 people a day. You're still seeing 10,000 people a day, but they're just wearing face masks. So I feel like that's not as safe. And I feel like people over there weren't taking it serious. It's just fucking weird, man.
Well, it's impossible
Betty
to
just
like
brought up the
social
casinos.
distance, though. It's so densely populated, it's impossible to like properly social distance in that scenario, right? Whereas like if you're in an area like where I am, where it's populated not so densely, you can go outside and it's very easy to social distance from other people because there's lots of space to do so. It does make a difference, the population.
Oh yeah, the population definitely makes a difference. The thing that's weird to me is like everybody isn't. Okay, so like you'll go on Instagram and you'll see some dickhead celebrity in Los Angeles at this super nice supermarket and everybody's standing 6 feet apart from each other. Like, yeah, oh my God, that's great. But like when you go down the block, wherever you go, like social distancing rules are in effect everywhere, but nobody's following them. I haven't been 6 feet away from a person as hard as I try. Like I literally make an effort to dodge somebody and they're just all up on you anywhere you go, which is really shitty.
I think you should get like an air horn, and every time somebody gets within 6 feet of you, just blow the air horn right in their fucking face.
You're in my range, bro.
Yeah, like too close. They'll stay away from you.
It really is crazy being like in a place as crowded as New York City, and then a couple weeks go by and now it's like places that would usually have people shoulder to shoulder. Like it still is to that level, but like not as much as it would. Like it's kind of desolate out here.
The craziest part to me is like the improvement to the environment, though. Like the air quality is better everywhere. They're like the oceans are healthier everywhere. The environment's doing so much better because everyone's staying in their house. It's so weird.
We are the problem.
We are the problem, and we will always be the problem. And that's why we all need to buy into Tesla right now so we can get a seat to the spaceship on Mars. And that's my rant for today.
I don't know how that would work. Living on Mars,
I mean, I was watching somebody, probably like Joe Rogan, and they were talking about why would you want to be the first fucking person to go on Mars? Like, you're going to have to write history up there, and you're going to have to convince somebody 1,000 years from now that you came from Earth. And they're going to look at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You never came from Earth. What the fuck is Earth? It's only ever been Mars.
Well, but how would you would have to create, like, we would have to create atmosphere on Mars in order to live on Mars without, like, otherwise you'd have to live in like some sort of dome structure because there's not enough atmosphere on Mars. Like, we need more CO2.
What if we put all of Mars in a dome? Like, what if we dome the entirety of Mars?
Well, like you could try to do that, I suppose. Yeah, I guess you could try to do that.
Take a lot of money, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
Or you could just like you could just emit greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, and then it would create like more of an atmosphere on Mars. But I don't know how they would do that.
Actually, terraforming it would take hundreds of years. Mostly those kind of things like a Mars base or getting out in the asteroid fields is all for mineral resources right now.
Yeah, so like I don't even know. And like all the water the liquid that's on Mars is all like ethanol and methane and shit. Like it's not water, so I don't know how that would work.
Hey, we could bring the ethanol back and put 10% of it in our gasoline.
Gasoline's a thing of the past. We need to figure out nuclear fusion. If we could figure out nuclear fusion, all our energy problems would be solved forever.
You see, that's the thing, nuclear fusion and nuclear fission. People are scared of advances in that area, and it really is the cleanest energy.
Well, fusion doesn't create any waste, but fission does. So splitting an atom does create nuclear waste because we know how to do fission already, but we don't know how to do fusion because that's what the sun does. The sun is nuclear fusion, right? So, and it doesn't create any waste. So if we could like make little mini suns then we would be set.
I feel like this is
gotta make a star.
The sun's supposed to run out?
When is it supposed to burn out?
I know it's like, in human terms, we're good for a while, but like in the grand scheme of things, I know it's fairly soon.
In terms of the universe,
it's not going to be Tuesday next, but it's going to be a bit.
Well,
you ever think about like when the sun runs
else? I don't know.
Do you think there's like another galaxy out there with an Earth or something similar to it?
There's definitely Earth-like planets in our galaxy.
Yeah.
Probably like thousands and thousands of them. We just aren't close enough to them to go to them. That's the problem.
That's a good topic. Is the truth out there? Is there intelligent?
Is the truth out there? I mean, like,
I think so.
Well,
if we exist in the galaxy and the universe is as big as like people say it is, then there's definitely something just like us out there. If not just at least other life, other creatures.
Well, you got to figure if space and time are the same, are a fabric, right? So there's definitely got to be intelligent life out there somewhere in the future. It's like space and time is like a loaf of bread. It just depends on what slice you're in, you know?
I've never heard somebody call it time a loaf of bread. This is mind-blowing to me right now. But like statistically, like, the universe is infinite, right? So there's infinite possibilities. So in those infinite possibilities, why the fuck can't we find the other guaranteed Earth yet? Like, are we that retarded?
No, they have found planets.
So weak.
They found planets with Hubble that are Earth-like that they've identified in other solar systems. We just can't. We don't possess the technology to travel to them.
When the fuck did they find this out?
Go on NASA's website. They have pictures of all kinds of stuff from Hubble. They that's why they updated the International Space Station and all that shit, and then they did work on Hubble. The Canada Space Arm. That's probably why I know this. But the Canada Space Arm was like a big part of it, and they upgraded the cameras and stuff on Hubble, and they've got tons of pictures of all kinds of stuff on their website. It's really cool.
I'm Googling this right now. We need to
But we don't know if there's intelligent life on these planets because we can't really confirm that.
This is what I want to do for a living. I should have been a scientist and smoke pot all day.
I like science too.
And fucking fucked with telescopes and galaxies.
I had a telescope when I was a kid. It was really cool. The moon does look like a piece of cheese up close.
Keion, when was the last time you saw the stars in this fucking city?
Oh my god. It has been so. I remember, number one, never. I don't know, like you could see stars, but you can't see stars like you can, like, out in a place like that's just not here. Like, I remember going to like Canada, going to Connecticut, even Connecticut. You know, there's not as much light pollution, and I was really blown out. Like, damn, this is actually like this is the stars in the sky that you see in paintings. Like that shit isn't made up. That shit is real. But it always looks so fake to me because you living here in New York and looking up in the sky, there's so much fucking light pollution. Like what is that? Oh no, that's just a fucking plane with some fucking lights on the tail. Yeah.
Now that I really think about it, I feel like I haven't seen the stars since I was a kid.
Wow.
Like, if I'm really thinking hard about it.
That's wild, man. I mean, I live in the American Midwest, and it's just, wide open spaces, stars at night, that kind of stuff.
That's so fucking sick. Like, I actually just depressed myself right now with that thought. The fuck?
I want to share this. It won't let me. Why won't NASA let me share their article? NASA, you're mean.
It knows you're Canadian.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, you're not.
Hey, I watched the friggin' Mars rover launch and stuff on Xbox. It was really cool. They live streamed it, and I watched it. It was neat.
Yeah, those stars are real. Shit.
Oh, it was the Spitzer Space Telescope that found this planet, this Earth-like planet. What do they call it? It is called, I don't know. There should be a name here somewhere. But anyways, yeah, they did find it in the Kepler zone. But anyways, if I can figure out how to share this article, I'll post it somewhere.
You're definitely just blocking you because you're Canadian. They got to keep the hate up.
This is recent, too. It's from January 6th. 2020. Man, you could read on this website for days. There's so much cool stuff on here. I need to get out of here because I'll just sit here and read stuff on NASA's website.
NASA's
Got all kinds of cool stuff.
Trin, what's it like out there in the UK right now?
It's pretty chill, to be honest. They eased lockdown, so we can go out and do stuff. We can't, like, obviously socialize as we used to.
Man, Betty said casino, and now I just want to fucking gamble like a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah, no, we ain't got casinos and shit, yeah.
There's one 15 minutes away from my house, not even.
Is it open?
See,
no.
they don't have your casinos online because, like, our lottery and gaming commission just, like, put everything online, so you can gamble online now. You can even, like, buy a lotto ticket online and shit now.
Excuse me, what? That is fucking degenerate.
I don't know. I don't gamble per se. Like, I'll buy a lottery ticket here and there. I'm not like a gambler, but they have it online. I know that.
Fucking love gambling.
They have commercials and stuff advertising it.
Yeah, Deadwood opened up just a couple weeks ago here. People are packing it up there already.
What's Deadwood? Is that your casino?
Oh yeah, the town of Deadwood, like from the show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They legalized gambling there, so it's just an entire town of casinos.
I just want to be able to go to like the bar and get nachos. When's the bar gonna open? When's the bar gonna open? Nachos at home just aren't the same. So
nothing at home is the same.
They're not, yeah.
The bars.
Well, you got to make them yourself, and you got to clean up. And there's like, I don't know, not pre-prepared booze. I like everything done for me. I got a princess complex.
Wow.
The bars opened up here, but they've got those screens like in the grocery stores covering the whole bar. So like they hand you shit under the screen.
Yeah, that's no fun. But everyone's like scared of everyone else now. It's like everyone's got leprosy. It's like, don't touch me. You know, it's I don't like it.
I love that it's allergy season right now. It's so perfect. All those poor bastards
with
allergies.
Fucking dying right now.
I know my allergies are bad right now too. I'm like,
everybody thinks y'all have the plague.
I literally just had a nosebleed a second before I joined VC. It's so fucking annoying.
Sorry, man.
See, I have pills and I have spray for my nose, but I don't even use it. I'll suffer.
Okay, so how long after we're officially Corona safe, Corona free? I don't think it will ever be Corona free again. But how long till you guys say wherever you're at gives the okay. Say, okay, everything's clear. You're good to go outside. Everything's reopened. How long are you waiting to go outside until this is over?
I think they're going to have a vaccine probably within 18 months. So I think things will go back to normal once we have a vaccine.
Have you guys thought about like how you're going to hold up for 18 months doing this shit? Because I have, and I'm losing my fucking mind.
I don't know how it's going to go, but
see,
let's hope they hurry up.
I am a social person and I like to see people in real life. You know, the video calls and working from home, it's wonderful that I have that option, but it's kind of killing me just to be home.
Boring. That's for damn sure.
And
I think humans are social though, you know, like I think all humans are social on some level, even the antisocial ones, you know, so like being cut off from the world is going to make people feel depressed and stuff just because it's getting out our nature, right?
So the bright side to that is I wrote a couple articles saying that there might be something as early as this September. I don't know how true that is. And of course, America is going to get first dibs because we paid for the whole shit, apparently. But that's not being broadcasted right now on a mass level. Why? I don't know.
I don't know about that because Canada's developing their own vaccine. So I don't know what you're talking about. We were the ones that mapped the genome of this virus, and we're the ones that we're developing a vaccine right now. We've already done trials on humans in Canada.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of different private companies doing it here. So
yeah, but see,
with it.
9 times out of 10, when there's like some sort of pandemic, it's Australia or Canada that develops a vaccine. Google it. It's not America. You guys are not on the forefront of vaccine technology.
Oh no, I didn't say America developed it. I said we're just fucking paying for it.
I think that China did a lot of work on it too, and they gave it over to other countries, obviously, so that they could try to develop a vaccine as well. But I know that Canada it was in Ontario that they identified the gene and all of that shit for the virus, so that they could start developing a vaccine with students at University of Toronto and McMaster University that did it, believe it or not.
Okay, here it is. And early as April, people started getting wiped, sure, whatever. May 15th, first shot and a booster shot. Trial participants produced neutralizing antibodies, sure. Wait. Okay, I don't know where the fuck this article was that I found. Now I have to Google it.
Google has the answer for everything.
You remember the before
I'm going to Google
times?
right now.
I don't. I was too young.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I definitely don't remember that either.
Betty, do you remember? As a resident old lady,
Pardon me?
do you remember times before Google?
Yes, I do remember times before Google. You used to have to go to the library and get books.
Yes.
And fucking look for information in books called encyclopedias. I had a set of encyclopedias when I was a kid, Encyclopedia Britannica, and that's where you got your information from, was books.
Remember
It was a
having
weird
an
world.
argument and then having to look it up, and if you didn't have it in your encyclopedia, you'd have to go to the library or some shit.
Yeah,
Figure out
yeah,
the Dewey
bro.
Decimal
Yeah.
System, and then
You'd be looking through the card catalog and shit, like,
oh
fuck,
my
where's
god.
this? Yeah, I remember that. I do. But think of it this way, it's a life skill. Like if anything ever happens, like this COVID thing is just proof to me that like the younger generation is going to be totally screwed if any shit hits the fan, because they are the most unresourceful group of people in the world. They don't know how to do anything. They're like, I need GPS. I need a phone for that. Is there an app for that? Like they don't know how to do things. Whereas old people know how to do some stuff because they had to do it.
There you go, Betty. Let me know that I'm a young idiot.
No, I don't mean all young people, but there are certain, and I don't even mean your generation. I mean younger than you guys, even like more my kids' age. Like my son's going to be like 16 in July. He's the most useless tit I've ever met in my life. Like he is so useless. Now, if you needed to do something on a computer, or if you needed to like be the best at a video game or something, great at that. But anything like life skill related, useless tit. So,
Could be a problem. These fucking kids these days are awesome.
So we already have trials approved to take place.
Mm-hmm.
So when are we going to have a vaccine? Let me see. I want to see the most, 15 hours ago, they posted this article. Let's see what they say. So screw America and your vaccine. We're going to have our own. And you know what? Canadians are nice. We'll share it. We'll share it with you bastards. Just like we did the H1N1 vaccine that we developed.
See, that's the best win-win, right? If you live next to a nice country, like if we get it first, we can sell it to y'all and make money. But if you get it first, you just give it to us. It's fantastic.
You guys know I had swine flu when I was a kid.
Do you really?
I had H1N1 too.
It was sick. It was like
I got a vaccine for H1N1.
Did you?
Yeah, Canada had free vaccines. You just had to go to they had clinics everywhere. And you just went to a clinic and you got a vaccine. It was free.
Huh. Okay.
That's how socialized medicine works.
That's so nice. All I know is fucking paying out of my asshole for my fucking health insurance every month.
I've never had a bill in my life. I've never seen a bill. Like, so for example, if like I fell out of a tree and broke my arm, I have no idea what that costs. Like, not a clue. No idea. I just go to the hospital. They fucking give me a cast.
I had blood work done last year and it cost me $500.
Holy shit.
Yeah, never had a bill for that. That's crazy.
That's bullshit. So, okay. I had H1N1 when I was 16.
Yikes.
And let me tell you, it was the greatest week of my life. Because here's what happens when you had H1N1. First of all, the doctor tells you you're sick as fuck and you need to go isolate yourself. So that's what my parents did. And at that time, there was, I don't know if you guys have played it. You ever played Borderlands on Xbox? That game had just come out, like literally the day before I had gotten H1N1. So what my parents did, being the great people they are, they took me to go buy Borderlands. And then they took me to the pharmacy to get prescriptions. I really don't remember what it was that I got. But I have asthma, so like they gave me some bullshit steroids, some bullshit antibiotic. And they were like, everybody keep a fucking eye on him. What the doctor also gave me, I think I was 15 or 16. I think it was more 16 because I knew exactly what it was. They had given me a full fucking bottle of codeine for my cough.
Oh, bro.
So you just gave me a 16-year-old kid who listens to nothing but Lil Wayne, a full prescription of codeine. And Borderlands for the Xbox, which was the hottest fucking game on the universe.
Here, have some opioids in a video game.
So for a week, because that's how long they gave me off of school, I locked myself in my room and I was pouring myself codeines and Sprites while playing Borderlands for a week straight. And let me tell you, they say it was bad. I just kept coughing. I had a constant fever. I don't remember any of it. It was fucking great. It was the best week I ever spent in my life. So H1N1 was the greatest week I ever spent in my pre-adult life.
This
can only-
nigga had a whole episode.
I had mono when I was in high school, and I had like fucking 6-7 weeks off of school. People thought I died. Seriously, I went back to school. People were like, "Shit, we thought you moved. You died. What the hell happened to you?" I was like, "No, I had mono. Stuck at home."
Oh, and they didn't have cell phones back then, so they couldn't hit you up. That's crazy.
No. Like, well, cell phones existed, but they were like not like smartphones. My first cell phone was a fucking like Nokia flip phone. And people didn't even text back then. Like, texting wasn't even a thing. You just called each other on the phone. It was weird. But if you wanted to do stuff with your friends, you had to get off your ass and go out and do stuff with your friends. So,
do you
Shit.
do you feel like your childhood would have been better with the phone, Betty?
no. I'm glad I didn't have that shit around. There was nobody to record me doing dumb shit when I was a teenager because nobody had a cell phone. Like, there's no pictures of me doing dumb shit. There was no social media. There was no bullying. There was no worrying about how many likes my photo fucking gets when I was at an impressionable age where that maybe could have hurt my self-esteem. Like, no, I'm good with it. I'm glad I didn't have that shit to deal with.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. That was you went outside and you fucking did stuff. We skated. We were out in the woods. Just out and about. And if people didn't like you, just didn't hang out with them. They didn't like show up in your feed and shit. It was crazy.
Well, here's the thing, though. If somebody wanted to bully you, they had to do it to your face back then. So they had to risk getting punched out. So people were a little bit more choosy about who they bullied back in the 80s and early 90s because you get knocked the fuck out. You bully the wrong person.
How many people
punching people was acceptable back then. How many what?
How many people did you beat ass on, Betty?
Oh, lots. When I was a kid, lots. I got bullied for a long time when I was young, and then younger, and then I don't know. I got to about grade 7, and my dad put me in jujitsu, and then people stopped picking on me after that. I didn't really have to beat anyone up though. I didn't have to beat anyone up. One good punch would do it.
I can't wait for this shit to be over so I can go.
Yeah, what are you guys gonna do post Rona?
Oh, I'm getting fucked up.
I'm
That's the first
getting my
thing I'm
asshole
doing.
blasted.
Really?
I'm probably gonna. I don't even know. I'm gonna
I'm probably gonna fight somebody just for the fuck of it. That's how intense. I'm honestly being confined to this house. So being confined in this house for so long, I really miss walk. I got flat foot, so it really hurts like a bitch to walk. And I'm like, damn, it's been a while since I had some foot pain because it's just been sitting on my ass all day. Bro.
I've been walking every day.
That's happened. Most interesting thing you're not over here. You're not over here. It's lockdown over here. Unless you can go get your groceries. But
yeah, that's terrible.
Most interesting thing. Biggest achievement is the fact that I got a cut while doing work outside, and biggest achievement is the fact that I have not even picked at that scab. That's what's interesting in my life now. But I'm going back to work soon, so.
The highlight of my week was I was on vacation all week, and obviously you can't go anywhere, right? So staycation. So I went to the park to hike, and there was 3 shirtless guys doing martial arts stuff in the park. That was pretty cool. That was the highlight of my week. I was like, they were there 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row. I was like, the gods have smiled on me.
Betty was perfect.
Yep.
You should have trained with them.
No, I'm not gonna talk to them. You. I'm just gonna admire them from afar.
Train in the mountains with them.
Stand under a waterfall.
They were recording video and stuff. I don't know what they were doing something cool.
Chopping some fucking planks and concrete.
They were making TikToks.
Oh, and I found some chickens. I found a chicken coop in somebody's backyard, and I was like, "Ooh, chickens!" And the chickens came right over to me. It was really weird. It was like, "Ooh, person, you have food?" And they all came over. I was like, "Whoa!" 8 chickens. It was pretty cool.
Just wandering through backyards.
No, I was cutting through a field. There's a school field, and there's backyards that back onto this school field, right? And that's where the chickens were. I had to hop a fence to do it. It was treacherous. I could fall and break a hip at my age. You never know.
I mean,
No.
we all get called back to work next month, so like 7 days, something like that. So we'll all be back in the office. Pretty much everything's opened up now. But, I'm in a state of I'm in South Dakota. There's nobody here, so.
Yeah, man.
That's like kind of like my situation.
Being in the city throughout this whole ordeal has really made me reconsider if I want to stay here or not anymore.
Yeah, man, that's kind of crazy. I couldn't imagine living like it's so densely populated. There's so many people. Oh God.
And it's like
I wouldn't leave my house either.
It's like making me think of things I've never thought about before. Like, how many times did I fucking grab the subway rail and touch my face? Like, that could have been it right there, you know?
Well, I guess, like, on average, a human touches their face, like, 3 to 5 times a minute or something like that, and we don't even realize we're doing it, so...
Yeah, like, it could happen at any fucking second.
Well, your face is, like, I don't know, it gets itchy, and, like, it's exposed to all the elements all the time. You can't help it. But, yeah, I have the sanitizer now that I carry around with me. It's like the spray. You just spray it on your hands. That's my life now.
I have 30,000 gallons of sanitizer that I just acquired. And a bunch of mini bottles that I have, and a whole bunch of gloves and masks.
Where'd you get that from?
I got that from the state that I was visiting for 2 weeks.
You know what we did here? A lot of the breweries and like the alcohol, like the people who I don't know, the alcohol companies, they made hand sanitizer and stuff.
No, really?
They just retrofitted because they have alcohol sitting around, right? So they just like retrofitted their factories and made hand sanitizer. Yeah, there was some like clothing company in Montreal too that like the government asked them like, hey, can you make masks for us? And they were like, okay. So they just started making these medical masks and like distributing them all over the place. The best, my favorite thing was when Trump was like, we're going to stop sending masks to Canada, blah, blah, blah. And then the dumb shit found out that the stuff to make the masks you get from us. So you have to send them here. I was like, duh.
Yeah, the wild thing is just all the different things that are needed, like, surgical gloves, gowns, face shields, N95s, masks. I mean, it's wild. Like, one of the teams that I'm on during the virus is like a conserve reuse team to try and source a lot of these things from the community and from the government, and just trying to track down all this stuff. And you just learn so much about, people are good at their core. There's been so much donated. It's been really great, the response. You just don't think about it in the day-to-day,
It's unbelievable how quick, though, that they can get that kind of stuff together.
And some of the repurposing stuff is pretty cool, like the cabinet blanket warmers that they use to keep the blankets warm at hospitals have been repurposed pretty much everywhere as a way to sanitize masks with heat.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the long run. Hopefully we just get a vaccine and people can have some sort of normal life again.
Yeah, I can go back to getting trashed every weekend. This is crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can still get trashed every weekend, but getting trashed like in a social setting is more fun.
Exactly.
I like people watching. Personally, I like sitting at the bar and just like making fun of everyone around me.
No. I really miss just going out and being able to fucking buy something and not waiting for it in the mail for 3 weeks at a time at this point. Well,
you can go out like
so backed up.
You can go out here and buy stuff, but it takes forever. Like to get into a store, sometimes you're waiting like 30 minutes just to get in the store. It's like waiting in line, and things close earlier too. That also sucks. Like that makes a difference. I feel like that just makes people come out more in like a shorter period of time. So wouldn't that like just make more people be there? I'm like, I don't understand the reducing of the hours. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, dude, like that shit is so pointless.
Like either close,
yeah,
or fucking stay open and just have takeout and keep your hours the same. Weirdos. I don't know. It's just weird to me. But I think I don't know. Maybe
it's probably the cleanup and the like taking in that much stuff. I don't know. It's probably the work you have to do after.
I think it's a way for companies to mitigate their losses, right? Because they figure less people are coming out. So for them to pay their staff to be there, it probably doesn't make sense for them fiscally. So they just reduce their hours.
Oh, that too. Because now that I'm going back to work, I finally get to look at my schedule. I go a lot less I mean, I've been going a lot less days, but for longer shifts. It's shifts that I've normally done, but hearing about what happened to like my full-time coworkers, because they only worked like 40 minimum when normally they'd get like much more, but they just have to keep that bare minimum of 40 hours.
You guys work more than 40 hours in a week? Why?
There's some because it's a deli. It's a supermarket. So
Wagman.
Like a full-time,
Wagman.
bro.
a full-time week here, like for me, a full-time week is 36 and a quarter hours. And that's considered full-time.
Like when I was on desktop support, they would we would fight over extra hours per week because you're scheduled for 40, but weekends, holidays, anything over 40 was all extra pay.
Yeah. See, I don't work holidays because I work in banking, right? So we're always closed on holidays. That's pretty sweet. You get used to that too. Like I could not go back to working holidays. I'd be like really upset if I had to work.
Oh my god, dude. I used to work for a company that let us off for like the whole week of New Year's and Christmas. And then last year, this shit that just passed, I had to work those 2 weeks, and like I felt it in my heart and soul. That shit sucked so much dick. It sucks so much dick not having those crazy ass weeks.
Yeah, and because it's like the holidays and shit, right? It's got like a vibe. You want to just relax. Everyone else is doing it. You're like, why do I have to work? This is bullshit. That's how I feel. Because I usually get we get some holidays, obviously, but you still have to work like the days in between Christmas and New Year's, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Who wants to do that?
No one. Ever.
Exactly. I need more vacation. I wish we got more vacation time. Like some European countries get crazy amounts of vacation. It's not even fair.
Dude, I fucking wish.
I get what do I get? 4 weeks or 5 weeks or some shit?
I get
what the hell?
I get 3, I think. 2. I used to get close to 4.
Is it paid vacation though?
Yeah, it's paid. But
yeah,
I don't know
that's
why
decent. At least it's paid.
I don't know why I ever left the company I left. It was really a month off America. Shit's unheard of.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, like I'm in a union, so everything's contracted, so that's why I get some kind of like decent stuff. Not everyone in Canada gets paid vacation and stuff. Everyone's entitled to 2 weeks of vacation, but you don't get it paid necessarily. Like you have to bank vacation pay, which comes off of your paycheck. You know what I mean? Whereas I just get paid vacation. They don't bank vacation pay off my check. They just pay me because, I don't know, the union negotiated it or whatever the hell.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, the way it works here is just like you have X amount of hours that you can use for whatever you want, and that's it.
Do you like bank it based off of hours that you worked?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
that makes sense.
And then if you go over the hours that if you go over hours that you don't have for vacation, they'll do something crazy like not pay your insurance premium for the rest of your remainder there. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Mine's a little.
But is there a minimum amount? Like, do you guys have a minimum amount of vacation that's like legislated? Like, a company's required to give you
yeah, 1
X
week
amount of weeks.
Sick pay, basically.
1 week?
5 days. Yeah.
That's it? That's horrible.
And then
what?
And then if you're really sick, there's some shit called FMLA that they'll give you, and it lets you keep your job in I don't know, 40% of your pay while being sick.
Like disability.
Yeah, I haven't used it, thank God, but so I don't know.
Yeah, like the Family Medical Leave Act.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had people use that here.
Yeah, man. I want to. After this whole shit is over, I'm probably gonna try to take a month and go to Spain and Italy. I don't know how far along that'll be, but
it's gonna be a minute.
I don't trust society at all. At all. Even when the lockdown is over, I'm still staying my ass inside, and that's gonna be a lot of people. Even when things are lifted, it ain't gonna be the same anymore.
Oh no, dude!
It's gonna be a while for people to ease back in even when the gates are lifted.
I'm not doing it. I'm coming out of the house once a week for an hour to go do groceries, take a walk, and get the fuck back inside. And even after they say everything's over, I'm giving it another 2 fucking weeks.
Exactly. I'm not going right back outside.
And then here's another thing that I could throw into this convo. The office I work in is 300 fucking bodies in the middle of Midtown with a building that has 50 fucking floors. You mean to tell me you're gonna stick me back in that building once this shit is over? Bro, if you don't get the fuck out of my face with that shit, this is gonna make things change forever. There's no way nobody's going back. If we're able to do this job now remotely, why would you come back to an office?
They're gonna start doing it in phases, though.
Yeah, we gotta wear masks inside, and then we gotta have our temperatures taken when we go into the building and answer like all the questions. Did you lose a sense of taste and all that shit? When you're in like, if you have an office, if you can close the door, that's it. But the rest of us in Cubicle Farm, we just gotta wear our masks.
That's fucking crazy. And I imagine that's going to be for everybody.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. We need to come up with something. Like, I get it. Like, all common sense just says we have to wait for a vaccine. But, like, common sense also says we can't wait that long. So I don't know where the balance of, rather, who's going to decide what the balance of people dying and waiting for the economy to reopen. Like, I don't know how that equilibrium is going to be met.
That's a tough one because, a lot of people talk about it as personal choice, but, the people around you aren't making the same choice that you are, and you have the ability to transmit the virus. So it is a really tough question.
Yeah.
Like here in August, we got the Sturgis motorcycle rally. And so my state has like 500,000 people in it. And the motorcycle rally, it's the 80th year. So probably like 1.5 million people are going to come.
Mm-hmm.
From all over the world. And so they're already freaking out right now about, transmission rates and stuff. It's going to be very interesting.
Oh yeah, that's another issue which I don't think America has really dealt with at all is travel between the states, because where I'm in, people from New York are fleeing to Florida, people from New York are fleeing to every other state. There's about 5 people in my group chat that don't live in New York. They came from wherever they fucking came from, and they fled home the second this happened. So there's literally just droves of people leaving New York. And I'm reading a lot of articles of people just, saying, okay, I'm going home from the city. And then they leave the city and they bring the virus with them and just cause outbreaks wherever they are.
Yeah, that happens in Sun Valley in Idaho, where a lot of the richer California people have ski lodges and vacation homes up there. And that's actually how the virus first got transmitted in mass to Idaho, was they just showed up in this rural area and they overwhelmed the healthcare system there.
Well, I think they were saying too on the news that it's partially because the states didn't ban travel from everywhere. So you have people coming in from Europe. And that's how they think Corona got to the States.
Yeah.
Originally, because there was just people, they were limiting travel from China, right? So figuring that was a smart thing to do at the time, like hindsight, nobody knew it was going to be what it was. But anyways, I think that was a big part of it too. You had a lot of European travelers coming there.
And people got pissed off when he tried to ban the fucking travel from China.
Yeah, I don't know, it was funny because Trump came out on, did one of his little press conference thingies and was talking about reopening the border and stuff like that. And I was like, what? Like, reopening the border? I don't think that's a good idea. And then we had our own little press conference over here. And they're like, no, we're not opening no fucking border. Like, we'll decide when we open our border, Mr. Trump. Thank you. And so that made me feel a little bit better. So, we're not letting anyone in right now. So it's all good. At least we did shut the border down eventually. If we left it up to you guys, who knows?
We don't have a good track record on borders, so that's fine.
I didn't even intend to speak the whole night on COVID. What bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, it's nothing that's ever really happened before, right? So
yeah, when, what I was thinking about, when we all line up to get vaccines, we're all going to be taking pictures to show our grandkids. Like, yo, this is what we had to live through in 2020. Everybody was fucking dying.
Well, like imagine the kids that graduated high school this year. Like no prom for you, no graduation for you. Like that has to suck. Like it's like stupid little things like that you kind of take for granted. Like you just expect to have happen, milestones in your life or whatever. And those kids will never get that, which is kind of shitty. Like the parties after prom, like man, that's life-changing stuff right there.
And like those kids growing up through this, like I never would have thought that something like this would have happened and that would have happened to this degree.
Right.
But those kids growing up, it because we're all here, it's been a couple months, it's normalized to them. So something like this could happen again and they wouldn't bat an eye, It's crazy. It's just like those big events that happen to everyone in the world, or it's just been such a long time that something like this has happened.
Well, they did get a really long summer though. Like schools are shut for the rest of the year here.
Yeah.
So like they'll be like, remember that COVID summer? Man, that was the shit. It was like 6 months long. Like, they're gonna remember that fondly.
But even though we've been hearing, COVID on the news and stuff, I think it's a good topic for us here because it's something that we all have a little bit different experience with because we're from all over the place, with all kinds of backgrounds and cities and stuff. So very interesting to hear everybody's perspective.
Yeah, because it impacts everyone, no matter where you are in the world. It has impacted you, which does make it an interesting topic because there's not too many things that do that. So
okay, let's take bets then. When are we going back to normal?
Say by Christmas.
Christmas?
Christmas.
Trent says Christmas.
I kind of think personally there's going to be a new normal. I'm thinking we're looking at another at least 12 months of weirdness on some level.
12 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to agree. I think by this time next year I'll be outside with my dick out raving, but not a second sooner.
Yeah, probably not. Like things are going to start to go back to normal in the sense that like they're going to start doing things like, for example, hockey's going to come back and like sports are going to happen, but they're not going to have crowds there. It's not going to be the same like as it was, for a while. Not until they get a vaccine. Once people are vaccinated, then it'll be different because it won't be as much of a concern. The problem is there's people that are asymptomatic, right? So there's people that are walking around that probably have had it or have it that don't know they have it because they're not sick or they don't have the symptoms. So that's a problem with a virus like that, Once the vaccine comes, people get a little more relaxed because people will be like, a little more chilled about it. So
I don't see this calming down until like I don't know. I don't have much faith in humanity. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't see this like probably like holiday next year or some shit. To be honest.
Yeah, like I'm thinking we're looking at least 12 months, but I think things will get more normal because there will be a vaccine eventually. But I think that now that this has happened, people are going to be like a little more hypersensitive to certain things, like germs and contact with other people, and people are going to be more hypersensitive about it going forward. So it's going to be a new normal.
Yeah, I'm buying a car. I've lived in New York for 27 years. And I never considered getting one until this bullshit happened because I don't want to be on that shit anymore. I don't want to be on the train anymore.
Yeah, it's like definitely going to make you reconsider certain things, you know what I mean? Like, for sure. But, I mean, you got to live your life, too. Like, what are you going to bubble boy yourself? Like, you got to live your life.
Yeah.
Oh, I have been bubble boying myself. I'm an introvert.
To a degree, it's smart right now.
I hate people, right? But like, if I said this, if I'm saying this is enough, this is fucking enough. I can't imagine how the people who don't hate people feel.
Well, like extroverts, yeah, they must be dying right now. I don't know. I'm not one of those, but
I've just been drinking a lot more.
Yeah, I'm definitely an introvert. Like I'd rather be I recharge my battery when I'm by myself. So I'm cool with being alone and like all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. Eventually it gets a little old. You want to like be around people.
I just want to go out and listen to loud music, man.
Concerts would be nice. I'd like to do that again.
I'm literally waiting on like 3 concert tickets to be refunded to me. It's some bullshit.
Well, you might get like they might honor them for another tour or something, you know.
Yeah, but like next year, I might die. I might
Yeah,
be dead.
Not wrong. You might just
true.
die.
You can't take money with you though anyway, so what's the difference?
True,
Wait, what? This whole time?
right? What are we fucking working for?
Well, you could have it buried with you, I guess, but
Yeah,
I mean,
like the pagan kings.
it's not
of
really
old.
worth anything. But think about it, money's only really worth what it can buy you. It's just pieces of paper anyway.
But see, I want to book another cruise, but I feel like that's the surest way to die. So,
Oh yeah, that's 100% the way to go.
but you die with like a
Oh,
buffet
yeah.
and shit. So,
Oh my god, yes. Boy said a buffet. Oh my god. Ooh.
think about that. You think any buffets are coming back?
Oh my god.
No, but you know what? It might drive prices down and stuff, like in the sense that like supply and demand, right? So eventually restaurants that do reopen for like dine-in service are going to probably be like, hey, come here and eat, and like offer some decent incentives, you know, to get your business.
Oh man. All right. Craigbot has been recording for like 30 hours, so I'm gonna wrap this up and go die.
And let's
Yeah.
wrap this up.
All right.
Too.
All right. Where are these notes? All right. We will be dropping this on what date, Trin?
Monday.
We're dropping this
Oh,
on Monday. That's going to
25th?
be 25th. Today is technically Sunday. Yeah. We're going to be dropping this on Monday, the 25th. We're going to do the editing and shit. We're going to line up a whole nother episode. We're going to be making it bigger. We're going to be introducing more members of the Funhouse cast. And I believe what we're going to do is, if you guys want to join us, just let us know and we'll schedule a time, probably around this time every week, every bi-weekly. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, let's just do that. We're going to wrap it up now. Thanks for listening. And this is the Funhouse.